Hello everyone, I hope you had a very much quite a wonderful, blessed morning indeed, guys, and also very quite a happy one as well, guys. Guys, I am so officially, totally, superly grateful for you guys' support and for you guys continuing to watch and supporting me on my beautiful journey. It means a lot to me. And one way or another, we will bring these characters to life, as into real actual life. That is the true goal, and that is a true inspiration that I'm also getting from my own writings and from my own drawings as well. And also you guys who are also totally trying to into also you guys who are also trying to also inspiring me as well in the process as well. Very superly grateful for you guys as well. You also remember, guys, that you also do have unique abilities and talents as well to show the world and to also to show them to humanity in order to make a difference. Whatever path and choice you decided to make, know that it comes from your own free will, and that you must stay happy and very, 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 very grateful for everything you have. Regardless of that, have a blessed day and a grateful week. For that being said, I am totally, utmostly appreciative of all of you guys' support. Please continue to do so and try to tell your family and friends or anyone else who may be interested in monsters, creatures, beings, and super villains and powerful dark dimensions in any of your members and your closest friends to actually subscribe on Biloyo's channel in YouTube and as well in TikTok. From both sides, please exactly do that. Would mean greatly a lot. But as I said before, I'm very grateful for you guys' support, for staying with me, and for being with me on my long journey. Please continue to do so from TikTok, shorts, long videos, and from those of you subscribing and following me from all sides, please continue to do so. Have a blessed day, stay happy, and keep pushing and stay strong. Love yourself and love God and love your family members, and always stay strong and keep pushing. Have a bright, beautiful day. On today's episode, we're to speak about the mighty sacred beast of the sacred world and of the sacred universe, which is a powerful, ancient, gigantic beast that has formidable, greater power than any other creature, than any other creature of its own kind, which is one of the rarest and most powerful creatures that possess the power balance, like shadow energy itself, and like wild energy and dark magic and all matter energy itself. It does also possess the balance of power itself, to maintaining the balance of power and the galactic balance of power as well. Throughout for many generations and for many centuries, the sacred beast has remained very highly secretive and very highly protective of the great followers of the sacred founder, who is known through sacred legends and history that he is the godlike being, godlike monk being, and the sole progenitor of all the sacred creatures of the sacred universe and of the sacred great nations and of the sacred world, of the entire sacred magic universe as well. The sacred beast possesses enormous amounts of great devastational power and great destructive power of its own, very unique and very powerful. It is said that the beast possesses great enormous of power that could destroy and decimate an entire sacred great nations and all the other known worlds and other civilization. Throughout sacred history, one of the most dangerous and powerful, potent individuals were literally searching for the beast in order to use its greater forbidden power to destroying their greater opponents and their adversaries in the process. But throughout the following sacred histories, the great rogue evil formation hunters tried to search for the beast and found nothing but nothing of its greater origin, of its greater power. It is a very ancient, powerful beast and an ancient creature. It is said through sacred magic history and Six Nation history that those who merge with the beast will become its greater host, and they'll be given the power of transformation and the greater power of shapeshifting and a greater destructive power in order to reshaping sacred reality into their own reality, that by doing so they can alter the effects of the cosmic wars and all the other wars in the process, by creating a powerful seismic world, or by creating a powerful seismic dark planetary moon, a purple dark planetary moon, which could alter the effects of gravitational law and of the laws of magic and of the laws on science, to which the host itself can exactly do so at the cost of their true power, and by granting them immense godlike powers and great enormous amounts of destructive powers as well in the process. So let's proceed. On the On the great great on the great 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 before the great sacred before great sacred history was ever formed, and before the formation of hunter history and all the other sacred creatures and all the other sacred creatures in the entire sacred magic universe were all formed, and before they were all formed and well known throughout sacred society and all of the other kind, the great sacred beast was quietly created by the great sacred founder during the primordial times, during the great ancient primordial times, so that he can exactly create a powerful creature that can maintain the cosmic balance of power. After the great following centuries, the great sacred founder managed to create a powerful creature able to grow to enormous amounts of size, able to go to enormous greater gigantic side of a creature of a monster, able to exactly creating powerful monument of temples, caves, and great ancient caves and watery oceanary caves, so that the beast can always relocate and to be relocated to a different hideout and to a different ancient cave. Throughout the following millennia years, the sacred founder's followers made an oath to their great progenitor that it'll be their sole duty and sole purpose to protecting the creature from any sinister threats and from any sinister forces after the great sacred founder had mysteriously passed away, before he mysteriously passed away at that predicament of that time as well. Throughout the following centuries, the sacred beasts remained within the shadows of sacred society, since all the great clans and all the other clans were formed and ever known. It continued to growing, and so did its powers as the followers continued to writing ancient drawings and ancient markings about the beast's destructive power and its true purpose and goal and its true greater mission as well. Throughout the following centuries, within the ancient middle primordial times known as the gigantic times, Lord Destiny and his sinister shadowy ancient elite criminal organization and the members were highly dangerous and very powerful greater progenitors of their own species, of their own kind, since they are also greater godlike beings as well. They wanted to use the great beast's power for their own evil goals and for their own evil purposes. They set out many operatives and many greater sinister operatives across the entire sacred universe to searching for the beast, and they found nothing of it, and they haven't actually managed to find nothing of it. Lord Destiny realized that the great beast is quietly hiding in a very powerful location where it can never be undetected or literally be tracked down. So he made it his best interest to stop the search rather than to waste his resources and his entire as well as the entire life as well, during which at that time, after the great time of the great age of the great gigantic time has passed, the great sacred followers of the great sacred founders protected the beast and still continue to do so even after the great age of gold, when the forces of gold invaded the entire sacred star universe and in the entire sacred universe. They still protected the beast and still kept watch on it in the shadows, and also kept on doing so by relocating it through ancient watery caves of its own headquarters, to making sure that the beast will remain undetected and also unseen as well. Throughout the following ages, on the particular age of the Omega age, where the ancient supreme Omega founders, who are also the next progenitor, or also the great next progenitors, discovered that the sacred beast does possess enormous amounts of power and greater destructive powers of its own that will be very highly useful if they try to obtain it and require it for their own evil purposes as well, to which they made it their sole mission to finding it. But like the others, but like the great Lord Destiny, they didn't exactly end up with no dead turn. Instead, they found shocking results and greater shocking information about the beast's current whereabouts due to the great dark magic users known as the Druids and known as the Witches and known as the Faithful, who began to assisting them and aiding them on their respective missions. The Druids and the Witches and the Faithful told the Mega founders in secret communication that they'll be the one to finding the great beast and also trying to find a way to utilize its greater power, so that they can also gain its true respective powers as well. On that very particular age, the greater sacred followers of the greater sacred founders fought against the dark magic users within the edge of the great sacred clan, within the edge of the great sacred clan known as the Clan of the North, to where the battle waged on and the beast remained relocated to a different hideout in which the other sacred follower manages to teleport it away without it being detected and being sensed by the most powerful dark magic users of all time. Over the following centuries, the followers of the sacred founders remain in the shadows with the beast, keeping watch and keeping tabs on everything, learning about the ancient force of evil and the most destructive threats that can easily rise from the occasion in order to grab the beast's power for their own evil purposes and for their own evil goals, as well as the ancient dark Phoenician hunter known as the Fallen. After the Age of Darkness has passed, the sacred followers still kept tabs on sacred history and all of its current forces of evil and all of the greater threats that wanted to use the beast's power for their own destructive goals and for their own destructive purposes as well, to which they kept a close watch and a perimeter on the Shadow Empire, to which the original Lord of Magic took control of it and began using the Empire's cosmic resources for his own ancient imagination. The original Lord of Magic knew that the ancient sacred beast was still highly actively alive, to which he told his right advisor, his powerful mystical advisor, the goddess of power, or better known as the witch of power, which is Amber, that she must dispatch her followers to finding out where the sacred beast might be hidden, to which might be very crucial for him to becoming the host of the beast, so that he can transform and become a more powerful, greater godlike being with enough power and immense power that could annihilate and wipe out the entire sacred creatures of the sacred world and of sacred society once and for all, meaning the Phoenician hunters, the great sacred hunters, supernaturals, aliens, superhumans, fairies, witches, druids, warlocks, and all other hybrid creatures and all of the other creatures that reside within the entire sacred universe, to which he wanted them exterminated, and discovering that the beast possesses enough power for it to effectively wipe them out completely. His plans were quietly halted, though, when the sacred followers knew that the mighty original Lord of Magic would be searching for the beast. So in doing so, they gave the dark magic users greater information that there are other ways to obtaining power that doesn't require him to merge and infuse himself with the beast, since he's already quietly infusing himself with shadow energy, which the price of the power will be higher, and the cost of it will be too devastating and less quietly unfortunate, to which it would destroy him and it would leave him quietly extravagant in a process due to the great cause and effect of the shadow energy that he's really quietly managed to infusing himself, and he will pay the utmost devastating price, to which the dark magic users agreed on that. But the great sacred followers of the sacred founders provided the dark magic users with ancient scrolls and ancient texts and ancient forbidden techniques and powers that the original Lord of Magic can utilize, to which making sure that the sacred beast remains in the shadows and remains undetected at all costs and at all times as well. Near to the middle century, the Phoenician hunters exactly discovered that the sacred founders' followers were after all protecting the beast, as they all convened within the ancient temples of the great sacred forest, and exactly told the sacred founders that the Phoenician Hunter Council will do everything in its power to protecting the beast and making sure that its power is not used for the greater evil and not used for the destructive purposes. The sacred followers exactly told the mighty Phoenician hunters that they are well aware that there's some evil, supernatural criminals and deadly, powerful, sinister threats within the Phoenician hunters, and within the Seven Nation hunters who will be willing to grab a hold of the power. So they decided it's best not to actually rely any information, or to either send the information to all the other allies of the Phoenician hunters, rather than to allow it to be compromised in enemy hands, to which would expose the creature's location and its true hideout in the process. To which the Phoenician hunters began understanding that one of their own people would after all seek the power for their own destructive goals and for their own sinister plans in the process as well. Over the following centuries after the Great Lost Meeting, the sacred followers exactly remain within the ancient cave, meditating around the beast, around the ancient beast, speaking to it in a psychic, speaking to it in a psychic, speaking to it in a psychic language, speaking to it in a telepathic language, to where they can only understand its true language, understanding that the creature was, after all, capable of speaking and understanding them as well, telling them that they need to be very careful and be very, very quietly open, because now they are very powerful, destructive, ancient, elite criminal organizations rising from the precipice and also rising from the shadows of sacred society, willing to control, taking control of the power that the creature possessed and using it for their own destructive purposes as well. To which the sacred followers began to agree, and they'll be keeping a close perspective eye on the creature and its true location by any means necessary. On the great end of the great century, the great sacred followers managed to all to reconvene on an ancient, powerful temple island, on an ancient volcanic temple island, to where they all exactly discuss that their duties and their sole purpose is to protect the sacred beast from all threats and from one of their own kind and from one of their own people, despite that they might be on the right side of sacred history, on the right side of the Phoenician Hunter history, on fairy history, warlock history, wizard history, doctorate history, fateful history, alien history, vampire history, or any type of history, that they must protect the creature by any means necessary, and that they are all forbidden to take the creature's power that will go up against the great will of the sacred founder and up against the great will of the gods of light, to which they have been forbidden to taking the beast's power for their own evil plans and for their own evil selfless goals, to which they were all exactly taught about that as well, to which the other followers began to agree with the great leader of the entire sacred followers on that predicament of that day as well. On the very, very precise day on the great earlier century, the great sacred follower manages to meet up with the dark, evil Phoenician hunter on the volcanic island temple, in the volcanic island temple shadows, to he exactly told them, to exactly actually told the Phoenician hunter, a supernatural criminal, that the beast is after him in a different location, but he will soon get as much information and as much intelligence to know exactly where it's been precisely kept and where it's been precisely hidden, to which it will seem very crucial and very highly ideology for him to finding its true location, to which we're able to share him the power and the energy that he completely manages to obtain and to extract, and also to as he kept on literally absorbing it and secretly extracting the beast's energy and power, so the Phoenician hunter criminal could have a piece of it and could have more of it, rather than to have the total power of the creature, which will cause a fraction among his people and among his own kind as well. To which the evil Phoenician hunter criminal agreed, then that is even a best way to obtaining the creature's power than to drawing unnecessary attention to their own goals and to their own plans as well. On the precise day of the 21 of March, precisely on the 21 of March, the sacred followers of the great sacred founders all reconvene on the volcanic island, temple, on the volcanic island temple's tallest tower, to which only had the most powerful fire energy known as green fire, to where they all exactly expressed their sadness and their deep condolences on the death of the original Lord of Magic, stating to him that now that he's dead, the Shadow Empire is now quietly in turmoil and also in chaos, meaning that sinister threats and sinister forces and the destructive Shadow Empire warlords and commanders will be searching for the creature, which means, in other words, that there's going to be a huge war, and that very powerful calamity forces, a very powerful calamity is on their destructive approach, to which the universal heroes and the Phoenician hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition and of the other allies of the universal heroes might need help, and they might need more backup than ever possible, to which they all precisely agree that it's time for them to step up and take up the mantle by any means necessary. On the precise 16th of April, the great sacred founder leader was able to meditate within the green fire, within the great flame of the green fire, to where he mysteriously spoke to the sacred beast, due to it being hidden in a different location, in a very far distance, in a telepathic distance, to where he actually told the mighty creature that sinister threats will be now on their precipice, trying to gain its power, and they'll be trying to do everything in their utmost power in order to obtain its power and its true, remarkable, destructive power for their own evil goals, and for their own ultimate purposes, to which the beast agreed that he must infuse and merge himself with one of the most powerful, great, and good, bright, kind-hearted warriors of the entire sacred society, which one being and one creature must be the one worthy enough to become its true independent host, who will use his power for the greater good than rather for the greater evil, to which the sacred follower leader agreed with the creature himself as well on that predicament of that conversation. On the 20th of May, on the precise 20th of May, the mighty sacred leader was able to meet up with the Four Nation Hunter leader of the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition, telling him that they were able to precisely meet up on the central headquarters of the sacred followers of the great mighty sacred followers volcanic temple, to where they exactly spoke and talked about the beast needing a powerful, worthy host in order for it to merge and infuse himself with, to where the mighty Four Nation Hunter elder agreed that the only worthiest hero who can exactly obtain its power is that he'll have to exactly call upon one of the members of the Universal Heroes to become its host, and if they are willing to become its host, it's the only way. But the sacred follower leader exactly told him and urged him that they must do it quickly, because now sacred threats and powerful forces of evil on a brink of storming in, and they are closing in on their very walls, to where he also agreed with him on that predicament as well. On the precise actual day of the 27th of May, the sacred follower was able to actually enter the cave to where the beast was quietly kept, to its power remained highly dormant, but he sensed the natural power of energy within the beast, to where he actually saw the energy flowing within the creature and throughout the entire cave, as he realized that all of his followers and all of his greater students are absorbing and extracting the energy, to which the great leader exactly told all of his followers that they must not take too much of its power, otherwise they will not be able to control it, as they all precisely agreed with the leader as well. On the 26th of June, the great leader of the great sacred followers was about to actually host a greater festivity on a great beautiful volcanic island, celebrating the great years of protecting the creature has remained the same ever since. But the celebration was actually cut short due to one of the followers exactly telling the leader that they are all a disgrace to their great progenitors and to their ancestors for making a big mistake in not trying to obtain this power for their own. In doing so, he demonstrated the power that he was able to gather from the creature, and due to him extracting it and absorbing it in a very higher powerful state, he was able to transform into half of what the creature had, into half of the creature's energy and power, demonstrating that he is also grown too powerful and also grown too unstable, and he decided to use the power to destroy and evaporate the rest, and to annihilate the rest of the sacred followers to eradicate all the sacred followers of the sacred founder of the great mighty sacred founder. The leader of the sacred followers decided it's best to fight the creature in its true total transformation before it could literally evolve into a higher state which could destroy and decimate all of the others. In the process, the battle waged on, as in it literally waged on against follower, as they all completely fell up against each other. The destructive power to which a follower possessed due to him extracting and absorbing the creature's true power and energy made him very much difficult for him to be defeated, to which he completely gained the upper hand, but the others worked together to defeat him, to which resulted him transforming back to his former self, to where his power was completely drained, but not until he gained a new power and a new transformation, to where his eyes began transforming into animal eyes, to where the sacred follower leader realized that he's gained a new different energy and a new different power due to his eyes evolving and due to his true energy evolving and adapting as well. On the precise day of the 9th of the 9th of June, the leader of the sacred follower met up with the Four-Nation Hunter Council on the central headquarters and exactly explained the situation to the Great Council, telling him that the mighty creature's power and energy has attracted deadly, unwanted attention, and in doing so, one of his own people were forced to absorb the creature and extract him to becoming its host. The Four-Nation Hunter Council and elders realized that this is going to become a problem if one of their own people are becoming tempted and also becoming corrupted by the creature's power. He told the leader of the sacred followers that it's best that he must only trust the ones within his inner circle, none of the forces of evil are literally closing in on their precipice as well. On the precise day of the 17th of July, the mighty sacred leader of the sacred followers was able to precisely speak with the other sacred followers within the central headquarters of the volcano, or within the central headquarters of the mighty volcano island, and exactly told them that the United Heroes are cleared of all their charges due to them being mind controlled by a powerful secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Five, and known by the founders that the great Universal Intergalactic Council of the Universal Intergalactic Councils managed to see that their crimes and their actions were after all being controlled by the most powerful, ancient, elite criminal organization known as the Order of the Five, and known as the founders, that their actions were not exactly their responsible, despite that the other members of the council began to realize that these destructive elite criminal organizations are becoming too powerful and also becoming too erratic. It'll only be a matter of time before they get wind and paid attention to destructive, powerful cosmic powers and greater ancient powers, to which they'll be able to use them to further their plans and their goals in a very higher stage, to where the leader began to agree that it's time for them to take matters into their own hands, one way or another as well. On the precise day of the 28th of August, the leader of the Sacred Founder brought a powerful Four-Nation Hunter hybrid teenager known as, I don't know exactly his precise name, but which I'll try to exactly think of a very powerful precise name sooner rather than later, to which the Four-Nation Hunter teenager was able to surprise that the creature that he was about to bond with and become his full host was exactly hiding within the ancient cave. The great elder exactly told him that if he wants to obtain the power for the greater good rather than not for the greater evil, then he must do it of his own free will, but he must use the power worthy, and he must use it right in the right precise way, not to be corrupted and not to be led astray by anything and by anyone. The Four-Nation Hunter teenager was quietly at the age of 35 exactly told the elder that he will not use it for the greater evil, but when he's ready, he will step up and do what needs to be done, to which he precisely agreed with him on that very day as well. On the actual 13th of September, the great sacred elder was able to precisely to meet up with Dragon Girl, who is a high-ranking member of the World Heroes and a member of the Universal Heroes, depending on which team member she's quietly and exactly told the elder on his central headquarters that one of the members of the team have discovered that they do have a higher purpose to serve, and they are willing to becoming the host and the embodiment of the greater good, and to maintaining the balance of power by any means necessary, to which the great sacred leader of the great followers exactly told Dragon Girl that it would be more happier to meeting the candidate himself as well. On the 24th of October, Dragon Girl exactly brought the candidate known as Wise Boy, to where Wise Boy exactly told the great sacred leader and follower of the great sacred followers of the sacred founder that he's willing to become the host of the creature, and he's willing to use the creature's power for the greater good than rather for the greater evil. To which on that predicament end, one of the sinister threats able to follow the members of the Universal Hero, to which a destructive Shadow Empire warlord and commander was able to enter the entire volcanic island system, to which he uses battle cruiser Iron Canyon to destroy everything and to vaporize everything within its true grasp, within its true state, to where the great leader exactly told that only two candidates can have the creature's power in a very more faster way, to which the Four-Nation Hunter teenager accepted the responsibility, and so did Wise Boy as well, to which both of them exactly infused with the creature and became one with the host. Both of the great elder and of the great Dragon Girl seemed highly astonishing by the transformed being that the both of them have managed to actually transform due to the creature sharing its power and to its unique talent of transformation, to where the leader was quietly astonished, and to a dragon god was also quietly, literally astonished due to their powers being amplified and due to their abilities being amplified. They decided to use a beast's creature and a beast's true power to decimate the Shadow Empire Warlord and Commander's battle cruiser before it can wipe out the entire volcanic island central headquarters as well. On the 26th of November, the great sacred leader of the great sacred followers was actually literally to be represented by the mighty universal heroes, as Universal Man exactly told the mighty leader that they're very grateful that this great power is in the hands of the mighty universal heroes, and that the 4 Nation Hunters have a piece of the power rather than to allowing it to fall in the hands of the forces of evil, to which will be a huge bigger problem and a huge bigger calamity that will result in utter chaos and in utter destruction to humanity and to the entire realm of sacred society. Two of the great members of the Universal Heroes exactly told the Elder that it will be their best interest to protecting the power and making sure that it remains safe and undetected by all threats and from any sinister forces. Two, and they all particularly agree on that as well. On the 19th of December, the mighty sacred leader of the great sacred followers was able to sense something off within the ancient cave after the beast's power has completely been gone. After the beast's power and creature has completely gone off the radar, he actually sensed that the energy and the natural power and energy of the beast's creature was still residing, and that all of its power has been absorbed and has been extracted. To which he seemed highly suspicious that even so, that it could never be possible that one of his own people had been absorbing it, or rather had been extracting it for the past few decades and for the past few months, which he realized that this is going to become a huge problem, and that one of their own have managed to grab a piece of the beast's creature as well. On the 19th of January, the leader of the sacred followers was confronted by one of his own people, as he exactly told them in the central headquarters of the volcanic island temple that he did absorb the creature's power, and in doing so he manages to split and share it to different powerful, sinister, ancient criminals who acquire it for their own goals and for their own sinister purposes, to which the deed has already been done and the collection has already been paid off, to which the job is done and the success of the mission has become highly recommended. It stands to him that the organization can now move one step forward to its new goal and to its new planning, to where the mighty sacred leader began asking the mighty sacred follower, what did he do? He exactly told him that the goal and the stage has been set. All he has to do is that the Universal Heroes and the United Heroes will have to watch as the stage unfolds to its true purpose and planning as well at that predicament of that time as well. On the 19th of February, the leader of the sacred followers began exactly meeting up with the members of the 4 Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition on their homeland, which was a very city hidden in a very different nation, and exactly telling them that one of his own has manages to split the power and the energy of the creature, to which is becoming a bigger problem and a bigger mess, and he'll become a greater threat. They'll become a greater threat and a bigger problem for sacred society and for the rest of the 4 Nation Hunters as well. To which the other 4 Nation Hunters agreed, then that cannot exactly happen. They must stop the threat and must stop it effectively and immediately by any means necessary. To where they all agreed on that matter as well. On the 21st of March, the leader of the sacred followers held a meeting within the ancient volcanic island and exactly told them, and the other members exactly told them, one of the most dangerous witches and druids are searching for the creature's power and energy, and they're actually willing to utilize it for their dark magical experiments, to which it'll become a problem and a very high of a predicament as well. The great mighty leader of the sacred followers always exactly predicted that this calamity would happen, and he exactly told them that they must prepare for the worst, and that there are new threats and powerful sinister forces emerging and rising from the precipice, which will do everything in their utmost power to grabbing control of the beast's natural power and energy for their own evil purposes, because now the time of war has approached. As they all agreed, they're willing to take up the stand and they're willing to take up the mantle to helping the mighty United Heroes and the mighty Universal Heroes and their allies to fighting up against the destructive organization as well. Despite this, guys, the beast is a very powerful, it's a very powerful, insufficient creature, highly evolved and highly adaptable, very ancient and very rare. There are ancient markings and ancient markings and ancient drawings about the creature's power and its true potential energy. It is said throughout sacred legends history that the beast contains greater power and destructive power. It's more like of a cat creature. It's like more of a powerful giant cat creature that has been given the ability and the power to absorbing natural energy and also greater magical energy and abilities as well, to which witches, dark druids, evil warlords, commanders are willing to grab a piece of that power so that they can use it for their own goals and for their own sinister plans, to which it even got the attention of the original Lord of Magic, to which he wanted it to utilize its destructive power for his own goals and for his own sinister plans, to merge the creature to transform into a powerful, different godlike being so that he can wipe out the creatures of the sacred world and of the rest of sacred society. But his plans were cut too short when the followers realized that he was onto them, and he decided it's best to give him information and powerful forbidden knowledge to which he can utilize the techniques and the forbidden signs and greater powers of the beast's energy rather than to significantly merge with it, realizing that he's already completely infusing himself with shadow energy, to which the price of the power will come at a higher cost and at the higher rate of his true lifespan as well. Despite that, the beast possesses destructive power, the power of long gravity, the power of camouflage, the power of stealth, the power of disappearing, reappearing, relocating, controlling the elemental powers of nature, and the ability of destroying things in a very higher rate, and the ability of manipulating the elemental powers, physical powers, natural energy, the greater power of nature energy, fire, wood, stone, metal, and the power of manipulating wood, which is very highly good for it, to manipulating wood, and the power of manipulating dark matter and dark energy. The followers even extracted a piece of the beast's natural energy and its powers so that they can become powerful as well and also highly evolved. Due to that, it is said that those who absorb and obtain the beast's power will have different animal eyes, to which the eyes can shapeshift and transform to different animal eyes, to which grants them the power and ability to evolve after being able to extract the beast's true power and energy, and also to adapting as well, to which gives them the greater advantages in a battle and in upper hand. As the great sacred leader and founder of the great followers exactly told the mighty universal heroes, that those who extracted the beast's natural energy and power will highly evolve and transform, being granted the power of shapeshifting, telekinesis, telepathic communication, transformation, the power of being undetected and also remaining with nature, camouflaging, the power of seeing through invisible, powerful barriers, and greater detection abilities, manipulation of magic, dark energy, powerful invisible energy, cloaking spells, invisibility power, and the ability of extracting and absorbing natural energy. Greater enormous lifespan will be extended in life, and the greater energy life force itself will be added, and also with the power of greater teleportation and opening interdimensional traveling portals at will, to which they can exactly do that. The beast has greater enormous amounts of power and destructive power throughout sacred legends history. It is said that the sacred beast is one of the most powerful, dominant, powerful creatures of all. Even the ancient elite criminal organizations known as the Order of the Five and the Founders and the Order of the Six and the others are willing to obtain the beast's power to furthering their own plans and their own goals in the process, so that they can speed up the process of their own goals and the plans by eliminating wars and quelling wars and controlling human society and the solar system and the sacred universe and the other ancient universes in the process as well. Despite this, the leader of the sacred followers is very highly respectful of the beast's power and also knows that it's destructive, and he never actually extracted it or absorbed it for his own gain. He rather respects it. He also shares a powerful telepathic bond with the creature, to which the creature does have telepathic abilities to speaking in a telepathic way in a different ancient language, to which he can also speak to the great followers as well. Despite that, it does share a malicious heart and a very very deceptive personality and a very powerful sinister heart, but it does have the qualities of great good and of great evil, to which it embodies as well. Despite that, the creature knows it's been wanted by destructive ancient forces throughout sacred history, such as the original Lord of Magic, the Omega Founders, the powerful ancient Lord of Destiny, and the Dark Phoenician Hunter known as the Fallen, and the Dark Mighty Warlords and Dark Magic users, and other sinister supernatural criminals and super villains and greater sinister threats as well. despite that the beast is very well aware that he's needed for the greater power and for the greater calamity of the wars that are about to be brought down and waged down throughout sacred history. He's very well aware. She's very well aware of that, but she's also intelligent, deceptive, manipulating, tempting, and very quietly good. All the other sacred followers, some of them have broken their oaths and they've broken their vow and they've broken the sole duty of protecting the creature, but despite that, some are willing to protect it and are willing to die for it. And the members of the universal heroes and the members of the world heroes, who some have quietly infused with the creature and gained its true power and true transformation, are willing to use the power for the greater good, and so are the other members of the 4-Nation Hunters, very respectful of it and very highly ancient, very good in maintaining the individual bases of operation, such as many hideouts and many powerful ocean caves and many ancient temples to which the great sacred followers use in order to protect the creature and maintaining its true power and origin. It's very ancient and very rare. Gigantic creature, powerful, granted with the power of immortality, long gravity, and with the power to destroy and decimate anything in its far perimeter. Very ancient and very rare and very, very charismatic and very loving. Also possesses the power of being evil due to it being raised in a powerful, isolated environment to be kept secret as well. Despite that, each follower of the great sacred progenitor known as the sacred founder are also very, very deceptive and also very evil, forming alliances with the Shadow Empire warlords and secretive society ancient shadowy elite criminal organizations in order to obtaining the creature's power for their own evil goals and for their own evil plans and their long-term plans as well. They are very well aware that the creature does possess destructive powers and they're willing to utilize it by any means necessary. Resourceful and greater influential. The creature possesses influential abilities, scrolls, texts about its powers, fundamental connections, and connection to nature's power and to the cosmic energy's power. Resourceful, ancient, and very rare. The sacred leader of the sacred followers knows that the creature possesses destructive powers of manipulating the different types of fire energy and of fire element and of shadow energy and of shadow powers and of light energy and abilities. Very rare and very ancient. And so all the 4-Nation Hunter elders and leaders are very well aware that they cannot absorb and extract the creature's power, to which will corrupt one of them and will lead them to a destructive path, to which they all sought to protect the ancient vow and oath that has been forbidden for them to absorbing and obtaining the creature's power. But that oath and that forbidden bind has been broken since then and since now. Some of them maintain to protect it, and the others are willing to protect it. So are the members of the universal heroes. Now that they realize that the calamity of war is breaking in between both sides, and with the Shadow Empire literally collapsing on turmoil, they're willing to do whatever it takes to protect the creature and also hiding it from the destructive forces of evil as well. Well, that's it for today, guys. Today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Enjoy your day and take care of yourself and have a blessed day. Today's episode was about the sacred beast of the sacred world. And like and subscribe to Below Yours channel in YouTube and in TikTok. Appreciate you guys and I appreciate all of you guys. Enjoy yourself and take care of yourself. Love you and bless you. May God bless you and may He look after you. And remember, keep pushing and stay strong and stay happy and stay positive. You got this and believe in yourself. I too believe in you and you guys believe in yourself as well. Good. Keep pushing.